Hello, 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 fellow addicts. Welcome back to Addicts Live, your internet escape from the craziness in the world. I'm Alissa, your resident head addict, and I am joined, as always, by my co-host to the north, west, and then really far north, Super Safi.
Yeah, happy Saturday, everyone. I always find it funny when I go down to the US, but I'm actually further north than I would be at home. So yeah, I'm up in northern United States in Minot, North Dakota right now. So down in the US, but actually up from where our home is.
But if you got to go to North Dakota, I guess North Dakota in May is better than North Dakota in January.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I can't complain about the weather. I mean, it's rainy and gloomy and thunderstorms, but
But
still
you
better.
can't complain.
Yeah, I'm not gonna complain. Better than snow. So yeah.
So the Addicts Crew is back once again to bring you Simpsons news, and we've already started Saturday Smiles. And as always, before we get into this week's show, it is time for your regular reminder to subscribe to our YouTube channel. So hit that red button so you don't miss any of the addicts. And as always, for those not watching this directly on YouTube, I will put a link to the subscribe button in the show notes below us. So let's get on with the show, shall we, Saf?
Let's do it.
We are nearing the end of Hell on Wheels in TSTO. It's kind of feels like it just started. I think the last month has just gone really fast.
It has flown by.
The event wraps up on Wednesday, so there's your first official reminder. You'll get another one next week. So the event wraps up on Wednesday, but now it's time for everyone's favorite event event wrap up show. There we go, event wrap up show. That's probably the better way to phrase that. So before we get into the entire event wrap up, where we will do our as usual, I cannot speak tonight, where we will do our usual good, bad, and ugly and give our letter grades. Saf, we have not talked about Acts 3 and 4 yet because our last show we were in the midst of Act 2. So let's talk about Act 3 and 4, shall
Sure.
we?
Yeah, let's do it.
So Act 3 had a pretty decent prize track, I think. And this is the prize track for Act 3. You had the yokel truck, parking garage, Duke Druthers Auto Detailing Billboard, Springfield Car Wash, and the Cargo Smart Car. Saf, thoughts on the Act 3 prize track?
I mean, I thought we were on an upswing from Act Two. Pretty solid surprise track. Having Cargo, the NPC, especially roaming around Springfield, was nice. I know few people were complaining that it's just like Nessie goes to the Old West and just stays there, but for me, still, it's fun. I like the sound and the animations that happen when you click on it. The price track in general overall was pretty good. I didn't have any complaints. Even the yokel truck and stuff. All the parking garage and everything fit in well with the theme of the event. So overall, this was an upswing for me and definitely a solid price track. How about you? What do you think of this price track?
Yeah, so we talked last episode about how normally events kind of go up, 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 and then fall off a cliff once you hit Act 3, or they kind of plateau at Act 3 and then fall off a cliff. This particular event, Act 1 started off really strong. Act 2 kind of plateaued. Now we're back on an upswing, I feel like. Act 3 was really strong. I was really happy with this one. I really like the yokel truck. It makes me laugh. I know everybody's like, people are upset you can't put cars on roads or cars can't drive on roads. I know that, and I've had people email me, hey, there's a glitch. You could put cars on roads. I know, we've written a post about it. Actually, we've written a few posts about it. So I know that you can technically, using a glitch, put cars on roads. I get it. I understand. But I think people are more upset that the cars can't drive on roads. Personally, I enjoy having a lot of cars just kind of in the driveway of certain houses and locations. Like Homer's car for me is sitting at Moe's because that's where I feel like it belongs. Homer's car doesn't belong on the road. So I like the yokel truck. I liked getting it. I think that's a fun prize. I know like everybody's like, oh, it's just a car. It's still fun. The parking garage made me laugh because 10 years ago when we had addicts, well, almost 10 years ago, we made parking garages out of 3D. So now we finally have a parking garage, and it's really funny to me that 10 years later, hey, look, here's a parking garage. Billboard is a billboard. I know, Safi, you love your billboards. I get it. To me, they're just, they're there. The car wash is another fun building. I like the retro look of it. And then the cargo smart car. Hey, there's your car that drives on roads. I know everybody's annoyed because it generally gets stuck to dirt roads like the street cleaner, but dirt roads are dirty. The street cleaner needs to clean them. But the cargo smart car is fun. I like that it drives around. And it's a smart car. You don't really need anybody driving it, so that makes sense. So I think this was a strong prize track. I was really happy with it. Nice to be back on the upswing after Act 2, because Act 2 did kind of feel like a little bit of a letdown. It is notable that this prize track didn't have a full character on it. It does have an NPC, but there's no character with tasks or anything else. But I still think it's definitely stronger than Act 2 for sure.
Yeah,
go ahead.
No, I agree. Yeah, exactly. Even though it was lacking the character, still overall, looking at 1 to 5, it was definitely an upswing for me as well.
Yeah, I mean, what do you do with cars? Do you put them on roads? Like, do you take advantage of the glitch? Do you put them in buildings? Do you kind of make it fun?
No, I tend to do like parking garages, parking lots, like near the DMV, there's a parking lot, and then near my arena area where I have all the stadiums and arenas and boxing rings. Right in front of it, I have a huge parking lot. So yeah, a lot of cars are parked there as well. So for me, it's more so about parking lots.
Okay. All right. Yeah, guys, if you're watching this, write in the comments, whether it's on the site or on YouTube. Where do you put your cars? Do you take advantage of the road glitch? Do you put them in front of the houses that they belong for the people they belong to? Do you kind of place them in ironic spots? Do you just throw them? Do you put them in inventory? What do you do? The Act 3 brought 2 premium sets. Gil came back, and then we had the Act 3 premium combo. So premium combo for this one was I'm gonna butcher the name, Antoine and Zora with
Zora, yeah.
with the cargo building, the office building. Did you buy the combo? Thoughts on it?
I did. I mean, the building was quite huge, I thought. I hope I'm not mixing with the other building, but no, it was a pretty huge building, if I'm not mistaken. And Anthony and Zora, it was nice that they were like kind of a dual premium character, almost a la Sherry and Terry. Their dialogue was all right. I mean, it wasn't the strongest of the 4 premium combo offerings, in my opinion, but it was all right. It was decent. Their storyline was okay. But yeah, it wasn't my favorite for sure. How about you? Did you end up buying Anthony Zora and the cargo station?
Yeah, I did pick it up. I buy all the premiums, as long as they seem like they're worth it. So I did pick this one up. They're an interesting combo because they're like Sherry and Terry, where they're 2 that act as 1. And cargo is, it's another office building for Springfield. I kind of like that. But it is notable that their quest line is the shortest out of all the quest lines. They're kind of lackluster, I feel. I get it. They're part of the storyline with the cargo smart car. I totally get it. I understand what EA was trying to do, but they are kind of lackluster. Out of all the premium combos for this event, I feel like that's probably the most like, I could have passed. I got it, but I could have passed. And then, so the next thing we had with Act 3 was Gil's deal. Gil came back at a great price, 150 donuts. Gil had a car bundle. So in his car bundle, and I forgot to write these down, so you'll have to forgive me. He had Jesus Christ Supercar. We had Bonnie and Clyde's Death Car. We had Burns's Fancy Limousine. We had Ned's Spring King Ned's convertible, and then we had the Derby car. Thoughts on that bundle? Did you buy it? What did you do with the cars? If you did buy it?
I did. I did buy it because it just gives it a little bit more variety for cars parked in my parking lot. With the upcoming Act 4 that we'll talk about, the Derby car also fits in nicely with that. And some of the cars look really cool and different, so I really like that. Overall, though, it was a bit of a letdown. I mean, yes, it's 150 donuts instead of 199 for a guild deal, so I mean, we did get a little bit of a discount, but still, the fact that there was no bonus, no nothing associated with the cars, they're just decorations. That part was a little bit of a letdown. But overall, I mean, considering the fact that it's 150 donuts and it just adds a little bit more variety, I was okay with it. I went ahead and I don't regret my purchase, but I did wish that they did have at least like like a 0.25% or something. It would have been nice to go along with it. How about you? Did you get it, and what were your thoughts?
I did. I love honestly, guys, I love the cars that come with this event. I think that's the best thing. We've been begging for cars for years. So awesome to finally have them. So I got this car bundle. Well worth it at 150 donuts. It's 30 donuts a piece. Well worth it. I am and was kind of surprised when I saw this that they didn't have a bonus percent. I was disappointed in that. Not even like the smallest bonus percent. And I know that they've been doing this off and on with things lately. They're not offering as big of a bonus percent on things. Maybe it's to crack down on donut farming. Maybe it's just because they forget to do it. Who knows? But like I know that with the previous guild deal from the circus event, only the engine had a bonus. Everything else didn't. In that case, that was nice though, because you could store the other cars if you wanted to and just have the engine out and keep your bonus percent. But it was pretty disappointing that these did not have a bonus. But I, like you, thought they were fun. They were interesting. There were some really unique, fun-looking cars. Just getting the convertible helps because that kind of fits into the regular play of Springfield. But then you have Bonnie and Clyde's death car that you totally can put, if you have a casino area. Like in my town, I've got a Vegas strip, quote unquote, where I plan to put the car because that's where the car is. It's outside of Vegas. So, things like that. It's fun. So I was happy with this one. So let's jump to Act 4, the final act of this event. And before we go over the prizes, we've had some lackluster Act 4s. Did you think this one was probably one of the best Act 4s we've seen in a while?
Definitely, it was when you compare like just price track wise, dialogue wise, it was definitely up there as one of the best Act 4s in my opinion. Yeah, solid price track.
Yeah,
No
so
cooker bots finishing up the or anything like that.
no hot dog cooker bots with this one. So the Act 4 prize track, we had first prize was Mrs. Pennyfeather. So right off the bat, you got a full character. So you didn't even have to finish the event. You still got the full character with Act 4. Then you had Mike's Slices Pizza Truck. That was followed by the Simpsons Derby car, which was followed by the Derby Souvenir Stand. And wrapping up the Act 4 prize track, as well as the event itself, we had the Springfield Physical Therapy Building. Thoughts on those prizes?
I mean, anytime you get a full character on a prize track, I'm never going to complain. I mean, and to get her first, that's just great. Another female character. I mean, we're always pining for more female characters in the game, so that was nice as well. So I mean, it's checking all the boxes, and we're only on the first prize. So yeah, I mean, it was a great high for the fourth act to start off with. Miss Penworth's quest line as well is pretty fun as well. So yeah, I mean, a great start. The second prize, the was the truck, sorry, right? The
Mike Slice's Pizza Truck.
pizza truck. I mean, that one was okay. It wasn't anything to write home, but I mean, it fit well with Bumblebee's taco trucks and some of the other food trucks, the ladies' pita trucks and all that. So for me, I was okay with that one. But then yeah, you got some better prizes. I like the Derby car, especially since I got the car Gills Deal bundle and had the other Derby car. It was nice to get both Derby cars together. And we'll talk a little bit more about the premium for this. But yeah, the two Derby cars go really well with the premium as well. So yeah, overall, I was really happy with this prize track. How about you? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. The only thing that was a letdown and kind of like the hot dog cooker bot of this event was the Derby souvenir stand.
Mhm.
I mean, I get it. You wanted something, you needed another prize, you need some filler. We could have done without it, I feel like. But it is what it is. You kind of
This is
every
the
event
penultimate item and not the last item, so
yeah, it's
yeah,
true.
a little
It's
bit of
true.
a saver there. But yeah,
Well, it's
I
kind of
just
like the valet booth, it's
mm,
there, you know, it just kind of is what it is.
right. I would
Uh,
have I could have seen them switching the order around, but I mean for those who have a hard time finishing out the events or are tired and are not playing, I like that Miss Pennyworth was the first one. But yeah, had I been designing, I would have definitely switched around the order of the 5 prizes. But yeah, overall, no complaints with the overall prize track.
Yeah, I mean the character being the first prize is awesome. Anytime that's you make that easy for everybody to get, easy for everyone to achieve. I like that. I like that format, and I'm okay with not ending on a character. I think that that's okay. I like that they ended on a building. I feel like if you're not getting a character, ending on a building is probably the second best prize. And all the buildings with this event, and I'll have a post up this coming week about every building and all the tasks that are on each building that came with this event. But every building has a task associated to it, which is great because there have been events in the past where they just didn't assign any tasks to a building, and it's been kind of like, okay, this is all right, I'm good. But yeah, the price track, Mrs. Pennyfeather's great. Mike Slice's pizza truck is kind of one of those. All right, I'll take it. I like what you said. It goes with Bumblebee Man's taco truck, the Fleeta Pita truck. It's great in like a Krusty Land area. It's great in like if you have your Springfield Lake set up somewhere. Even great on the boardwalk. Let's be honest. Or you can put it in Springfield Heights. There's a lot of places that this could fit. I like this better than the food truck graveyard. Food truck graveyard is in my inventory where it will remain because I just think that's kind of useless. So that was a decent prize. The Derby car, I agree with you. It's great, especially if you bought Gil's deal, you have the 2 Derby cars. Although I feel like I have a million versions of Homer's car in my Springfield, so I'm like, how many Homer's cars can I have? But I get it. He's wrecked his car a lot, so we need a lot of them. And then, of course, rounding everything out, the Springfield Physical Therapy building. It's a nice way to end the event. It's a decent prize, decent building. We don't have a physical therapy building in Springfield. Shocking. We have a million other medical buildings, so this was nice to see. And there is a task there, so I'll take it. I think that this was a very solid prize track for Act 4. It was a nice way to end the event. You didn't feel pressured to get that character at the end. You got the character at the beginning, which I like. Also like that there is a character on the Act 4 prize track because a lot of times we've seen them have characters on the previous prize tracks and not on Act 4. And Act 4 has been like the leftover stuff that they couldn't figure out what to do with. So this was a solid Act 4. I don't think it was I actually think, Act 3 started to go back up. I think this kind of continued on that trajectory, at least in the initial 2 prizes, and then maybe plateaued. I don't think it fell off a cliff at all, which is the nice thing with this event. Nothing really made you feel like the event was going off the rails or falling off the cliff, or it was just like, okay, this is garbage, what do I need this stuff for? I know everyone's going to have their opinions. Some people don't like the cars, some people don't like this theme. I get it, but I think in the scheme of things, when you look at this compared to every other event we've had, this has been a really solid prize track. For both the type of prizes you get, the number of characters that are on here, and then how the prize tracks are structured. I really think this was a solid one. You briefly, brought it up, but the premium combo with this, we had one premium combo with this one, and it was No Helmet Dupree and the Springfield Demolition Derby. You already mentioned you bought it.
Yes.
So, thoughts?
No, I thought it was a great combo. It fits really well together. No Helmet Dupree's quest line is fun as well. The dialogue is great. Nice character to have. Helps with the Act 4 prize track as well. But yeah, the whole derby area and like the bleachers that come with it, they're a nice little fun little twist on the game. So or a nice little decoration that I can add to my arena area. So definitely really enjoyed this combo. I think it would probably be my favorite. Yeah, now like I mean, Cliff and Vaclav were great combos too. But yeah, I think I would have to put this as my number 1 combo. How about you? What do you think?
That's different than what you had thought back in our last episode.
No, definitely.
Definitely a change. I like this combo. I grabbed it. His tasks are really funny. I love when he tries to like condition his head. I think that's hilarious. Don't try that at home, kids. But you're right with the derby. You can buy more bleachers. You get one sign with it, and that's all you can get. But you can buy more bleachers. You can move everything around, every component around. And really, what you can do if you're feeling so inclined and so creative, and you have the space, you could take dirt roads from Springfield, or not dirt roads, dirt from Springfield, and really make your own derby area, and put the 2 derby cars on there, and then put bleachers around it with a sign, and then you can have 2 derby lots. So or 2 derby, I guess, fields. I don't know what the correct term is. And you can have like a backfield and a front, and then you can have the cars kind of doing their own thing. It really allows for some creativity. There's so many decorations in the game that would allow you to create that space, whether it just be certain type of fences. You can use stuff we got from Homer Palooza where you have like the Duff Beer fences, all that stuff. You really can make your own really cool derby area with this. It doesn't come with that as part of it. And you can buy more, obviously, more bleachers and stuff. But like, you really can get creative with all the things that you've accumulated over the last 10 years of playing this game. So you can get like the Duff tents, the Buzz Cola tents, all the stuff from Homer Palooza. And really, it's a good opportunity to make this work well for you.
Yeah, I agree. We could like do a full show off on just the derby area alone. Forget the Hell on the Wheels show off. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
potential. And it'd be interesting. Like, where would you fit? Like, I was thinking of putting it near my arena area with the stadiums and the gardens and Truckosaurus and everything. But yeah, this could really go a lot of different places. You could put it in your Hillbilly Cletus area. You could put it in the arena area. You can put it a lot of places. A lot of options. You can make a whole dedicated area just to this, like you said. So yeah, a lot of potential. Yeah, as you mentioned, yeah, initially I thought Cliff and Vaclav were better than this, but after actually getting it, No Helmet Dupree is fun. But yeah, it's more so the fact that the combo that he comes with, the building that he comes with, is what elevates him to my favorite now.
So, I mean, we already have, I actually forgot about this. We already have in Springfield the Springfield Destruction Derby Grounds, which, believe it or not, has Homer's Derby cart on it already. So, how many versions of Homer's car can we have? I reiterate this. But in my Springfield, I have this dirt area up in my top here where I've got like the lake. And then this is also where I kind of store some of the other like random things I don't know what to do with, like my castles and stuff. But back here, I have, if I go the right direction, all my Homer Palooza area. And I already have the Derby area over there. So I really can see this being, expanding this out and making this kind of a cool Derby area in the backwoods of Springfield.
Oh yeah.
Like for me anyway. Obviously, I know I just showed you an airport, which has nothing to do with that, but
No, well, close to the right areas we saw. Yeah.
just trying to scroll backwards is never helpful. So there's some really cool things you can do with this, and that's the beauty of this event, having so many car decorations as part of it. You can do a lot, and if you're really into designing, you can really do a lot with this, and I think that's great. That's one of the best features of this event, for sure. Should we get into some good, bad, and ugly, Saf?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So overall event, all 4 acts. What's your good?
I mean, I like the fact that we got such a huge variety of cars. That was really good. I liked how all the prizes seemed to be cohesive and fit. There's nothing that was kind of out of left field, like, well, where did this come from or anything like that. So it was a cohesive prize track and a solid prize track with a nice variety of cars. Especially when you include like the Guild Deal and all the premiums as well. And I liked all the premiums. Anthony and Zora, yeah, were a little bit on the weaker side, but the other 3 in particular were solid. Cliff, Vaclav, and No Helmet Dupree were really, really good premiums. And it's very rare that you get 3 solid premiums. I think you got to go back to like Geriatric Park to find an event where there were like 3 solid premium characters where like people could easily pick one of the 3 as their favorite. So yeah, those for me were probably the highlights. How about you? What was yours?
So I kind of just talked about it. I love the decorations with this allow you to really go crazy in your Springfield. You can really do some really great designs with this event. So I like that. That's a really good feature of this event for me. And I agree with you. This is one of the first events I can remember in recent times where the premium combos made sense. Not only did the prize track all make sense, like everything kind of flew together. There was a good flow to it. It really made sense. But the premium combos we've seen in the past where they'll throw a character with a random building and you're like, what the heck does this have to do with anything? Every single premium combo made sense. Cliff and Cliff's Car Chalet, bingo, makes sense. Crazy Vaclav and Crazy Vaclav's Place of Automobiles makes sense. Like everything made sense with this. So That was really good. And there's like no bizarre justification for anything. So I like that. So that that means I didn't have to tell any crazy like in the room with EA stories. So I really like that. So I think for me the biggest standout itself is the prize track. Nothing fell off a cliff with this. And Act 4 was a strong prize track considering for what we've seen with Act 4s. And then close second in the good is the premium combos, how they laid out. And of course, the dialogue is always good. I feel like we don't even need to mention it anymore because it's so good. I feel like the only time we need to mention it is if it's terrible. We don't have to talk about dialogue because everybody knows it's good. All right, Saf, you're bad.
There wasn't too much bad. If I had to pick, I guess I would just go with the fact that the guild deal cards didn't come with a percentage. I felt that was a little bad, and something that they could have fixed easily just by adding even like a 0.25 to it would have been nice. But yeah, I mean, it was slim pickings to find something bad for me for this one. How about you? What do you think?
I've got two bads, and they're just minor pet peeves. One is that bonus percentage. I get that. It's silly. I just wish that they, even if one car had a bonus percentage, at least it was something for your donuts. The second one is actually I have three. Sorry. So the second one is the cargo smart car NPC only driving on dirt roads. That's very frustrating, and I can't believe they haven't fixed that yet. So that's a bad. And then the other one is the Derby souvenir stand. I really feel like that was a prize that could have just gone away. I actually like the valet booth more than the Derby souvenir stand. Oh, wow. So, but that's what inventory is for. You have unlimited storage space for these items that don't make sense. All right, Saf, you're ugly.
My ugly was actually the cargo. The fact that it's going on dirt roads for so many people. I feel like, I mean, they've had this issue for such a long time with Nessie, the street sweeper. They should have it fixed by now. The fact that we still can't get that to fix, just like do a little programming that it roams around all the roads and like all the streets. To me, that's ugly that it still hasn't been fixed. So yeah, that was my ugly. How about you?
I mean, obviously, I agree with you as far as for me, I put that as a bad because it just was. At least it still does something.
Right.
My ugly, I think, is going to be. I don't know if I have an ugly. I really don't. I really liked. It's rare, but I enjoyed everything about this event. And I'm not a car person, but I really enjoyed everything about this event. Like, normally I'd complain we got a costume on the prize track, but this was a costume for Duffman. And Fancy Duffman is hilarious. And like I said, it's going to be one of my favorite costumes. I mean, he parties on a table. How cool is that? Like, he's fun. So normally I'd complain about the character. I love it. Normally I'd complain about an NPC because I'm not a big NPC fan. But it's a car that drives around on roads in Springfield as long as it stays on the regular road, not the dirt road. So I really don't have any uglies with this, except maybe I'll say the food truck graveyard and the auto yard are both ugly just because they look ugly. So, but really, mark this down, May 2022. I have nothing super negative to say about an event in TSTO. It's a rarity, I know. No ugly moments with this. But that's about the event. I may have something ugly to say post-event, but this is about the event itself. All right, letter grade. Saf, what grade would you give this?
I'm going to give this a solid B right now. How about you?
I'm going to give it a B+. I don't think it's A. There were elements that were some issues, but I really enjoyed this one, so I'm going to give it a B+. This was a good event, and I know there's people who are going to complain and say it wasn't a good event, but guys, this was a good event. I mean, compare it to other multi-acts or multi-event events we've had. This is a really good event. All right, so once the event ends and you've completed Act 4, the full act, not just the prize track, but the full quest line too, you jump to the Shattered Dreams mystery box. We've broken this down, or I've written 2 posts about this where you have the basic info and then what's inside this first Shattered Dreams mystery box. I've interpreted it as, and I don't know this for a fact, but the way that I've interpreted what's been written about it in the game is that it's going to change. You're going to have different prizes in the thing. You may have the same prizes, new things might be added, but it's going to change in between events. So this first box, I've listed everything that's in. I'll link it in the show notes. But you have 2 weeks to go through this box, depending on when you finish the event. But it'll close off. It starts as soon as you finish Act 4, and it'll close off on May 25th, which is likely when the next mini event will start in Springfield. So thoughts on the Shattered Dreams mystery box?
It's a nice little twist on like the mystery boxes and bringing back old prizes. I think it was your post on Thursday, this past Thursday that you did, that had all the items, and there's a huge variety of like a huge list of items that come in. So yeah, I mean, it's gonna be interesting. I think the first couple Shattered Dreams mystery boxes will be kind of like trial and error. Whether if you don't see anything you like in the box, whether you should just hold on to your tokens and try to save them for a future one, or whether you should just go ahead and use them all. So yeah, there's a lot of still unknowns with this. Like for people who don't finish the full prize track and quest line before the event ends, does the shattered box automatically appear as soon as the event is over? We still have a lot of questions around it, but I do like that EA is trying something new, doing something new, and giving older players who don't have, or sorry, newer players who don't have older items, an opportunity to get those old items. I mean, I've always been an advocate. My wife just started playing this like a year ago, so it's always nice when she gets the opportunity to get old items that I have in my Springfield. So I think there's always new players coming to the game. I mean, we see it all the time in comments. And goals. Sorry, watching the hockey game as well. And
what do you mean? It's Saturday morning, Safi.
They play hockey Saturday morning as well, don't they? It's
5 o'clock
Saturday evening
somewhere.
yes, but yeah, it gives everyone a little bit of an opportunity to catch up and get some old items. So anytime you get that opportunity, I'm all for it. I've never been the type of person who's like, oh, well, I worked hard to get that item, or I spent donuts to get that item, or even in-game cash, or not in-game, real life cash to spend money, and they bring that item back later for other players. I never really complain about it because I mean, I got to enjoy the character for so much, or building or decoration for so much time before everybody else. So I mean, I'm always for getting new players an opportunity to get old items.
Yeah, I agree. People have been begging for them to update the yearbook mystery box basically since it hit the game. So this is kind of like a way to update the yearbook mystery box without updating the yearbook mystery box, a totally different way of doing things. And I also think this was EA's way of trying to like recoup some money from people who are desperate but they're donut farmers, because you can buy your tokens. And again, I will reiterate, if you want to buy Shattered Dreams mystery box tokens, do not buy a big bundle of donuts. Your cheapest option is to buy the single ones for $1.99. Just keep buying them because you will get more than you will if you spend $100. If you spend $100 in the game, you'll get more Shattered Dreams mystery box tokens by buying the single donut packages. My only issue with this box is that, and a lot of questions will get answered. We'll know once this event actually ends if it'll trigger for people who didn't finish the event, which it should. And then we'll know once the next event ends, like if this is going to be between mini event and multi event, if the box items will change, we'll know all those things. If what's going to change out, if everything's going to change, did you lose your opportunity to get Big Digi Ben now? If you wait, is that a possibility? My only complaint with this is, as a longtime player, there's nothing in this box I want. Because if I passed on it for a reason. Like, I don't want it. So I wish they would have included a couple of new items, which I thought initially that they were going to do. I kind of misread what the thing said, but it's kind of disappointing that there's not at least one or two new items in there, just to throw a bone to older players. But that's my biggest complaint. But then my second complaint is I still have not gotten a token via the daily challenges. So they're not easy to get, which I understand they're trying to make you buy them. I get it. I totally understand that. But, still in 5 weeks of this being a possibility to get. I still have not gotten one. Now, of course, I say that tomorrow my daily challenge will probably be getting a Shattered Dreams mystery box token.
I mean, I've seen comments from other longtime readers like Sandra who haven't received any. I've received 2, I believe, but I mean, there's some players like Charles, I think, has received 4, and that was like maybe 2 weeks ago. So there's a lot of variability there and luck involved, of course, but yeah, I mean, it's. I mean, it really depends what's in the box and how badly you want the items in the box. So, I agree. Yeah, it would have been nice had they thrown 1 or 2 new items, but I'm not very begrudging that they're just bringing back old stuff for new players. So.
Well, like I said, that's my biggest pet peeve with it. Otherwise, I think it's great. I think they threw the bone to the people who wanted them to update the mystery box, the yearbook mystery box, without doing it. I think they found a way to recoup some money for people who are desperate for these things. Totally get it. I understand. I know there's people who are going to complain because there's people who complain about everything. That's just the way the world works. But that if I had to pick, like, that would be my 2 biggest like issues with this. Other than that, I think it's great. I do like it has a lot of content, which is I didn't do the math. This might actually have more content than the yearbook mystery box. I'm not sure 100% on that, but there's a lot of content. So it'll take a while. Like, it's impossible to clear the whole thing, which kind of leads me to believe maybe they're just going to add items to it. I don't really know. Or maybe they've got like 4 theme sets and they'll just recycle through those themes for each in between event, because this is supposed to be ongoing from now until the end of time in between events. So we'll see how that plays out. So, all right. Any other thoughts, Saf?
No, I mean, it was a solid event, and yeah, can't look forward to what's next, the Shattered Dreams, and what comes next.
Yeah, you have any thoughts on what we might see for the next mini event, which should launch May 25th?
I mean, we're coming up to that time of year where things kind of usually take a lull. Tomorrow's the penultimate episode of Simpsons, and next week is the season finale. So things do tend to go a little bit slower. They tend to have the weird, quote unquote, weird events and weird mini events this time of year. So yeah, I mean, I did not guess Cars by any stretch of the imagination for this last.
We never get it.
Yeah, so far I've never been right, but yeah, I'm just trying to think what's going on in the world right now. I don't know, maybe like a slapstick event.
Don't think about what's going on in the world right now. Just don't think. Don't do it.
A slapping event. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Pretty accurate representation.
Either way, I'm gonna be happy, whatever it is. Something new. There's always something nice to look forward to in an event, so I'll look forward to it. But I'm looking forward to summer's coming. So you know what comes every summer? Bracket battle.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say sunburn. Yes. So we don't know what's coming next. We'll hopefully know soon. Summer is coming, so maybe we'll have something summer themed. But as Safi just hinted, the bracket battle is coming back. And we will do a special Addicts Live to kind of announce the bracket, kind of in a la, bracket episode. So we'll have some fun with that soon. I think, what are we talking, next like 2 weeks, I think? Not 2 weeks, next 4 weeks, like the beginning of June, we'll do that. And then we'll probably break for the summer with Addicts Live like we have in the past. Still come back for spoiler episodes. And I still want to do, we're kind of just brainstorming show ideas while we're still recording. But I also want to do a show that recaps season 33, right? 33, 34,
yeah,
33.
This is a really good season. So yeah.
So
some good episode tie-ins. So yeah.
So we'll do that as well. So look for that. But
the episode tie-in, just a reminder, the season 33 prize track, you have until June 23rd to unlock all 5 prizes. So if you haven't done so yet, in the top right of your Springfield, click on the 33 icon and work on getting those 5 prizes.
So with that being said, we are off. Thank you for watching. Thanks for listening. And thanks for being a part of the awesome Addicts community. And we will see you guys on the next show. Thanks.